Hi everyone, how are we today? So I'm gonna make a video today and it's gonna be about eating disorders, eating problems. So the Mind Charity defines an eating problem is any relationship with food you find difficult. So I guess in a way you could probably say that had an eating problem a little bit because my anxiety was with food, so I would go to restaurants and I would feel sick and I wouldn't eat. So I guess you could say I did have maybe a little bit, not a proper issue with eating problems, but maybe just slightly with my anxiety as well. So it's not just about food, it's about feelings, which it might be hard to express, but it says food can be a way of hiding your feelings. So, and there are obviously three common eating disorders, which most of you will obviously know. So you've got anorexia nervosa, which is trying to control your weight by not eating enough food or exercising too much or doing both. Then you've got bulimia, which is when you lose control of how much food you eat and then you're taking a drastic action to not put weight on. So you might take like laxative. That's where a lot of time when people have something eaten, they go and spew up. Then you've got binge eating, where you eat a large portion of food and then you make yourself, then you full, and then you like take it out. You know, like make yourself sick to get it off because you eat so much. So let's have a look what else there is. It's all about obviously negative feelings towards. It can be like body issues, and it can be hard because obviously you see stuff on the media. You spend a lot of time worrying about your weight, your body shape, what you look like. You could see one version of yourself where people say something different. And obviously, like, it can be difficult. You might spend a lot of time not wanting to socialise, go to restaurants, you might not want to hang out with friends if you know you're going to have to eat food. You might, a lot of people are obviously, will make themselves sick to take the food. So they feel like with the food, they're in control. A lot of this is about control. So they have control of themselves. They feel in control, like they feel like they can do it. They have control of it, of that situation, and it's not going to affect them. So obviously, a lot of women make themselves sick and then have laxatives after the eating to get everything out. And a lot of the time, a person can look healthy. They can seem to eat perfectly fine, healthy, but it can also be that instead of doing that, they're exercising too much to burn off those extra calories. So it can be quite difficult to notice. It also says that many of them will have strict habits or routines around their food. So I've seen a couple of videos of people play with their food, make it look like they're eating, because they've had a play like around the food and they've eaten a little bit, but in fact, they haven't really. So changes in mood, being withdrawn, anxious or depressed, yeah. Obviously with being withdrawn, especially because a lot of socialising is evolved around food, isn't it, to be honest? So yeah. And then they've got the physical symptoms, which is feeling cold, tired, dizzy. So your body is obviously like going into shock, isn't it? Pain, tingling, numbness. You get your heart racing, fainting or feeling faint. Your weight being very high or low. Not getting your period if you're if puberty or delayed signs of puberty. It can obviously, in the long run, it can affect a lot of things, or it can affect your fertility and everything. So obviously it's something to have keep an eye on. So if you feel like you're obviously struggling from an eating disorder, obviously is help from Mind, there's obviously help from the NHS. I haven't really looked into research properly, but yeah, so that was just a quick run over of what I've looked on. The eating disorder, there's an eating disorder charity called Beat, which has information if you're worried about a friend or family member. The NHS show you treatment from disorders. If you have an eating disorder, a specialist or treatment specialist will be responsible for your care, it says. Treatment depends on the type of eating disorder you have, but will include talking therapy, regular physical checks. Like obviously the talking therapy will go through your emotions, how you feel about food, you know, why you feel the need to do what you do to like be sick, you know, why you feel you need to over exercise. So yeah. What else is there? It says what causes eating disorder. Criticism, see self-esteem again is another thing that causes mental health issues. Criticising. Media's a big one. So it says you're worried about being slit, like you're worried about your weight and stuff. So a lot of it is media, and obviously you see these perfect bodies and you idolise these, and that is obviously a massive cause, isn't it? Anxiety, low self-esteem, and excessive personality or perfectionist. So that's a bit like me a little bit because I have anxiety a little bit towards food, so I could have like, I'm not now though, but in the past I have. So yeah, and there's loads of advice. There is more advice on the NHS website. You've got mine, you've got Beat. So do go check them out. If you or anyone is suffering, do go check the website out. I will link them below in the comments. And yeah, and I hope that's been informative for you. I just want to say bye and good night. Thank you.